I'm very excited to be here speaking with you today about the many difficulties that some students go through when they're trying to make decisions about their university and what they want to study. Um, Before we begin, also, I want to let you know that if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me at any time just using the chat. And basically, at the end of every slide, I will look at the chat and I'll answer any questions that you had. Okay? Okay, so just a little bit about myself and the university. My name is Stefania, and I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I've been living in Rome for about 1 year now, working as an international admissions counselor at John Cabot University. John Cabot University is an American 4-year liberal arts institution that offers 13 majors and 17 minors. We are accredited by the Commission on Higher Education of the Middle States. And what does this mean? Well, basically, a university's accreditation is very important. So this means that we have been approved and accredited by the Northeast region of the United States. And essentially, we have the same exact accreditation as Harvard, even though we are located in a foreign state. So we're located in Rome, Italy. JCU community is very small, but it's very international and diverse. We have about 1,300 students who come from the US, Italy, and 60 other countries around the world. And a lot of these students actually come from Russian-speaking countries, which are the students that I work with. Now, I decided to call this webinar Major Decisions. Because the first initial steps that students take before going to the university are all about making some pretty big decisions, which can be difficult, especially for younger students who still don't know what they're looking for, what their future goals are. So today I will try my best to clarify some of these things and help you with the decision-making process, which all starts, of course, with choosing the right university. I'm not very familiar with the educational systems in the countries that you are in. However, I do know that the American educational system is very different from that of Italy's and other European countries close by. So essentially, most American universities have a liberal arts foundation. So in this presentation, I will explain why some students choose liberal arts and what it exactly means. Also, I will explain a little bit about the American university atmosphere and what it's like to study at American university. Afterwards, I will go into the majors and minors and give you some advice on choosing a field of study. Okay, so why liberal arts? One of the greatest things about liberal arts universities is the flexibility. So liberal arts degrees are very broad, and this gives students the ability to be flexible in choosing courses and discovering their interests and really directing their own path. So at an American university, you don't follow the given path that a university creates for you, but you make your own path based on your goals, your interests, your passions. So this is very flexible. Also, a liberal arts education gives you certain skills that will help you with any kind of career choice. So basically, what we emphasize in a liberal arts environment is solving complex problems, communicating effectively, analyzing complex issues, and gaining appreciation for art, history, music, and theater. So it's very broad and you touch so many different points. You won't just focus on one thing. Also, the liberal arts atmosphere strives on a diverse student body. So like I said, at John Cabot, we have a very international student body, which is great. This allows students to challenge concepts and theories by sharing different perspectives, and also, of course, develop cross-cultural communication skills. So this is basically the liberal arts education, very brief, but this is what we try to focus on and teach our students. So, what is it like to study in an American university? Like I said, the liberal arts environment has a strong emphasis on critical and creative thinking, research, and writing. So we really strive on this first bullet point because you will not just be reading books and studying without challenging the author's ideas or debating with your professors and fellow classmates. So really, it's all about challenging the theories, not just learning them. Also, you will be expected to challenge what you're learning, analyze it, and propose your own theories and your own opinions about certain things that you'll be learning. Also, we use a lot of practical applications, and this allows students to really use what the skills that we're trying to teach them. So in your classes, you'll do a lot of presentations in front of the classroom and in front of the professor. We do a lot of case studies, faculty trips, on-site learning, and use of information resources. So this is really important and really allows students to use the skills. Also, universities like to make use of the location around them. We're in Rome, so for example, a lot of art history students like to come study here in Rome because our professors take them to the different museums and you can go see frescoes. And of course, this is a great way to get that practical education. We also integrate academic advising and career services. And American universities always offer a lot of student clubs, volunteer opportunities, and athletic teams, which are really great vehicles that help build student leadership, and they look really great on your curriculum. Um, so these are the different things that we offer. Any questions so far? Okay, so now I'm going to move on to majors and minors. So, what are majors and minors? Basically, the major is the main field of study. So, this is where students are going to put all of their attention and focus as an undergraduate student. Um, so, most majors require 30 to 60 credit hours, and this is like the specialization hours for completion of that major. But of course, it depends on the university and the major that you're choosing. Then there is an opportunity to have a minor. And a minor is a supplement to the major. And really, minors can be very advantageous because if you choose an interesting minor, it's a really great way to make yourself stand out in the job market or when you're applying to grad school. So it's a good way to make yourself unique. Minors are very simple to complete, which is why I always recommend to all of my students to try and do a minor because basically all you need to do are about 5 or 6 other classes in order to complete both the major and the minor together. But like I said, the liberal arts education is very flexible. So you can double major if you want, so you can study 2 degrees, or you can have one major with a minor or one major with 2 minors. So it's very flexible. The good thing is that if you have a major and a minor, you'll still finish in 4 years. So you don't need to have additional time to your studies. This right here is actually the degree structure of the major. So the Bachelor of Arts degree is a 4-year program, and that consists of 40 courses, and it's a total of 120 credit hours. We separate it into 3 different sections. Every university has a different name for these 3 sections, but basically they're always the same thing. So the first section is your proficiency, and this will be English and math. Then you have general distribution requirements, and this is just general education, which takes up about half of your credit hours. Usually, like in our university, we separate the general education requirements in 5 different sections. So you would have to take an art, you would have to take an English or a literature, one foreign language, one history, but it's very flexible because you get to choose whatever you're interested in. And then you have the specialization requirements. And this is where you're going to specialize exactly on your major. Let's say you're studying international relations. So in this last section, the last 40 credits that you're going to be taking will be focused on classes that are part of the international relations major. If you're completing a minor, you will do all of these same things, and you'll have to complete 6 specialization requirements. The good thing about this is that your 6 specialization requirements for the minor can be counted as your general education requirement. So basically, you don't have to stay for another semester in order to get your minor. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what some universities offer, this is what we offer at John Cabot University. We have the 13 majors separated into 3 sections: business and economics, humanities, political and social sciences, and then we have the minors. Just to give you an idea of what some of our students have done, a lot of students have thought it's very advantageous to study business and economics, especially in the job market now. So one of our students has studied business administration, but she's really interested in art history. So she decided to get a minor in art history. So the majors and minors, they don't have to be alike. They can be complete polar opposites. Um, but it actually made her look really great. And the funny thing is that she now is working with George Clooney as an art advisor in one of his movies. So, since it made her look so unique, she had a great opportunity come her way. And this is the great thing about combining majors and minors. Okay, so now we'll go into choosing a field of study. Um, there are 2 reasons that students choose a major: to prepare themselves for a specific job or to immerse themselves in a subject that they're interested in. Um, so, for example, students can choose to study nursing, business, or engineering, and this will prepare them for that certain trade. But some other students will study something based on what they're passionate about. For example, history. So most history majors don't become historians, but they do graduate with critical thinking and writing abilities. And these skills are highly valued by employers. So a degree in history could lead you to a job in publishing or teaching, public relations, among other fields. Just to give you an idea that a major is very broad. So you can do almost anything unless you decide to prepare for a specific field. So the first step when choosing a major is to familiarize and review all the majors offered by the university you want. So basically, you want to try and narrow down the choices by asking yourself the following questions that I have listed here. Um, So I'll just give you an example about myself. When I was in the university, I asked myself the same exact questions. So what are my interests? I was very interested in traveling, in history, learning new languages and new cultures. But where did I excel academically? I thought that I did really well in communications and foreign languages. And then I asked myself, what are my future goals? Well, it would probably be nice to work in communications or marketing for an international business, let's say. And that seems like a pretty realistic future goal. There are a lot of job opportunities there, and I have the potential to earn some money. So basically, what I did is when I first began university, I decided to major in communications and minor in Russian language because I thought that learning a unique language would make myself stand out in the job market, which is also really important when you're deciding a minor or deciding to study a foreign language. Um, so, however, after about a couple months, I ended up changing to a major in international relations and still minoring in Russian language. So basically, after taking a few communications courses and trying things out, I found that communications is actually kind of boring for me and not relevant to my interest. So I changed. And this is a great thing about American universities is that you can change if you want to, and you have that ability. So at John Cabot University, students can change their major after they've completed 40 credits. So that's about 2 years of studying. And that gives you a lot of time to take those general education courses and see if you, and just find your interest and see what you're interested in. And even if you are sure about something when you start university, it's still really important to weigh the different options. Okay, so how do you weigh your options? After you've found a couple things that you're interested in, I recommend that you follow these steps while you are in university. So make the most of your general education courses. This is really important because you are required to take these general education courses and you're going to take them in all different kinds of subjects. So this is a great opportunity to really find what appeals to you. And it's important to keep your radar on for any clues that might be pointing you in different directions. Like, say you're in high school, you're not interested in math, but then you take a math class and you decide it's really great when it's in university. So it's important to search for these clues and trying to find your niche. Also, I suggest to everyone to always give every subject a chance because when you're in high school, for example, math seems a little boring, but maybe in the university, in a different environment, you will like it. So it's very important to take all the subjects into consideration and don't rule anything out. One good thing about the universities is that they offer introductory courses. So you can take an intro to communications or intro to international relations. And these courses are great because they can be part of the general education course. And basically, they go through everything about that subject. So in one course, you'll be able to see different parts of a field. And if you decide that you're interested in one part of the field, you can decide to take another class. For example, I did Introduction to International Relations. And what I decided to is that I really loved intercultural communication. So my university offered that as a specialization course. So it's really great to start broad, and then as you work and you take more classes, you specify on what your real interests are. Um, these introductory courses are also really great because sometimes they'll have information sessions. Some different schools and a university will offer information sessions about their majors that they offer. And this is a good opportunity to discuss not only how you can graduate and how many requirements you need to take, but also to learn more about career opportunities in this field or internships and research opportunities. Um, and you can also learn from other students who are already in the major and also learn from advisors and faculty from the department. So it's a good way to get more information. It's also important to assess your academic strengths and interests. In a liberal arts institution, it's really important that you are passionate about the subject you're taking. And I cannot stress this enough because, like I said, it's not just about reading, but it's about really taking in the information and analyzing it and making your own opinions about it and challenging it. So if you're sitting there reading a book about a subject that is just making you fall asleep, it will be really difficult to debate that subject with students in class the next day or write a 20-page paper about philosophy if you don't like philosophy. So it's really important to take classes that you're interested in and also take classes that you have academic strength in. Another good thing about the American university is that we have an add drop period. So you can start classes in the semester. In the first 2 or 3 weeks, depending on the university, you can drop the class and add another one if you decide that the class you're taking is boring, or you don't like the professor, or you're not interested in that subject anymore. So you have a lot of control over the classes you take, and which is really great. Also, I suggest that you talk to your advisors when you're trying to pick the major that's best for you, because advisors really know what it takes to tackle certain academic disciplines, and they will get to know you throughout your time with them. And this will be great because they'll be able to highlight the courses that are good for you based on your strengths and your interest. So they will probably be the best people to help you in choosing your major when you're at university. Also, it's important to engage with professionals in the fields that you're interested in. Um, of course, when you're at university, everyone's future goal after university is to have a job. Um, so it's always important to prepare yourself for this while you're studying. And if you speak to professionals in the field that you're interested in, you can find if this will be the right fit for you. You could even go to your university's career center and speak to a career advisor to see, basically, just to ask them exactly what the jobs are and how your major or how they relate to different majors. So maybe you're interested in a job and you don't know which major to take to get that job. So basically, the career center would be able to help you with this. Okay, so basically, this is all I have for you guys today. But really, the bottom line with the major and minors is this: the major is not going to determine your life. Like I said, it's very easy for you to change if you find that you're not interested in something anymore. Um, but, and like I said also in the beginning, that an history major can do many different kinds of jobs because they've learned different skills while going to a liberal arts university. And also, half of their degree is part of general education. So they've also studied in many different fields. They haven't just studied in one special field. And employers understand this and they definitely take this into consideration. So basically, my overall recommendation is to you is that you should choose a subject that interests you and that has some connection to your future goals, and what you want to build for yourself. But keep the decision in perspective, and you can always change careers or go back to school if after university you still haven't found what you're looking for. Also, overall, the American educational system really emphasizes thinking outside the box and being your own individual, allowing you to customize your education and express your beliefs. This is basically what I think an American university is, and what makes it different than other universities, because you have your own freedom to control your degree and you can make yourself unique and really customize your education. So, do you think the American education system is the right fit for you? If so, you can let me know in the chat. Um, right here, I'm going to put up my contact information. But basically, I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. And if you have any other questions about, making decisions with majors or making decisions with finding a university, please feel free to contact us at John Cabot University. But in the chat, I'm also going to put my personal email, just in case anyone wants to contact me personally. Okay?